So.
You ask the questions.
All right.
I'll answer
Oh, you don't want to
best I
ask
can.
them, and then I'll.
No, you're interviewing me. Remember?
That's right. So, yeah. So there's been all this talk about change for like the last 18 months, and so I'm curious, as I said earlier, to know what people mean. So when you say change, you Steve, in your life, what do you mean?
I think most importantly that the government needs to represent the people instead of representing the wealth, and that's the way it's been for since Ronald Reagan was elected. He's really responsible for starting the war on the middle class, and the government, and especially under the last administration of George W. Bush, has been government of, by, and for the well-to-do at the expense of everyone else, and totally oblivious to the environment, to global warming, to anything that deals with ordinary people. And I think we need to
I ran into Ron when I was parking my car.
we need to change to focus on the human beings on the bottom. Instead of this trickle-down economics, it really needs to trickle up. And the Republicans that have been in power for the last decade or so are only interested in money. That's the only thing that drives them. And they really don't care about people in need, and they don't care about looking after people who can't care for themselves. And they've been very selfish, thinking that the United States is the only game in town, and that the whole world must conform to our ideals and our wants and needs and desires. And that's really not the way to be a responsible member of the global community of human beings. We have to accept the diversity of this planet. I believe that we will survive in the 21st century because of our diversity, not in spite of our diversity. And it's important that the United States stops meddling overtly and covertly in the internal affairs of other countries, that we can respect the sovereignty and the political independence of other countries, and start respecting them and stop treating them as though they were pawns of the United States. And so I think if we can have a more understanding and empathetic relationship to the other peoples of the world, that would be a change worth making.